Okay, so today is Friday with Friends. This is born out of before I went on my summer break. I had season opits on here, ironically speaking about menopause and the things that happen. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, I love that." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love that too. I also want friends. I want some friends." That's how Shady Baby says it. Friends. She's so country. So my first friends is Celtic Ginge, who I like TikTok crush on for years now. Amazing
It's
content.
mutual. It's mutual.
Thank you. Amazing content, deeply rooted in Irish history, Irish protest, Irish rebellion. And you guys know I
Oh
love
yeah.
that. I love that. So I'm going to turn that over to Ginge. Alexa, stop. You talk about who you be, what you be doing, and all of the fun stuff. I'm going to put this up here. There we go.
Hi, I'm Ginge. I piss off the men
I love that.
and the MAGA and the fascists. I my takes as of the last 24 hours have gotten me several new threads. That's been fun revisiting that. Oh,
Okay.
NDP. Oh, I love NDP Jones. She's amazing too. She's a mutual. But what I do, I started on TikTok kind of as a joke.
Right.
And as soon as I downloaded the app, I was like, okay, if you're gonna win me over, I kind of said, if you're gonna win me over, give me not my world, give me everything but my world, give me new world, give me new shit.
Yeah.
And my world's pretty big, given the fact that I work in live events, meaning I work with rock stars and musicians and comedians and stuff. So, like, my world's pretty big, so it was going to take a lot. And
Right.
I open the app, I download it, I open it, and I get muscle mommies like burritos and ADHD.
I love burritos and ADHD.
I do too, and she's the one who actually got my body to where, like, she's the one who made me figure out that I, number one, have Ehlers-Danlos, and got me working out with a kettlebell, and it actually stabilized my joints.
I need to reach out to her because we're also mutuals, and I have kettlebells, and I'm really ready to start on that part of my journey. I've come down from like 289. Well, actually it was 313 when I had Morgan, which is insane because I'm only like 5'3.5". It was absurd.
You're shorter than me.
I am itty bitty.
You give tall girl energy.
That's because I'm huge in all of this, right? But I'm 5'3.5". My mom used to be like, I'm 5'1.25". She never let you forget the quarter, so I can't be letting you forget my half. 5'3.5". But I was like 40 having this baby, which was insane in and of itself. And I ballooned up to like 314 when I gave birth to her. And I am now down to 249.
Go you. That is awesome.
Yeah, and I had back surgery, so I'm like ready to kind of do the strength thing, right?
Oh, yeah. And actually, that would actually be really, really good for you. Squats and stuff, just simple squats, even just body weight squats would be amazing for you. I just wanted to grow a booty and get my knees to stop like getting wibbly wobbly. I was going to go and start biking again because that's what I did when I was a kid. But the last time I got on a bike, my knees were so unstable because it just Ehlers-Danlos. Wibbly wobbly. So if you don't know, some people are hypermobile, and then there's people like me. Like
Papa said he shrunk. We do that, don't we?
We do. We shrink. We shrink as we get older. Swimming is I don't have access to a pool. Otherwise, that would be my workout of choice. I'm a water baby. I'm totally a water baby. I would not live in the open air. I might as well be a fish or a mermaid or a Celtic.
Oh, yeah, I would not. I do want to do some water aerobics, and I have thought about there is a Parks and Rec, like if you have, so if anybody, I want you to think about that. If you happen to have like a Parks and Rec situation going on, you could find one that has a pool, and it's like honestly just so ridiculously sensibly priced. Even for our family, I think it's like $200 something for the year. Right. So you have access to the gym, the pool, and that's a family of we're a family of 4. So
that's another good one.
Okay, we got totally off. I want to hear more about you. Okay, I guess this is great info, but I love this. This is Friday with Friends. We're just hanging out.
Yeah. And so, like I said, I got muscle mommies. I got pro-Black education. I also got insight into my new sphere because I am late out. It was in my last heteronormative relationship that I figured out, okay, number one, I've always called myself sparkly straight because I've always been the fairy princess. All my friends were queer.
Right.
And I had plenty of lesbian go, honey, you're not straight. You're not straight coded. You played rugby, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think you were straight. Like, it's more shocking to hear that you were straight than you're just coming out. So I'm just gonna say that. Good morning,
that makes me feel such euphoria. Like, it makes me feel so valid.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
But yeah, I figured out I've always felt disconnected from my femininity because of all the shit going wrong with it. And I think after yeeting the ute, that's kind of like a light bulb moment. Like, now that I don't have that I'm dealing with, and it's not that resentment and like angst because of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not a woman. I don't know what I am.
Right. And I think that there's something we could put a pin right there and just like kind of, because, me and just how the work I do, and then we're going to still go back to you. I think that that's so interesting, right? Because when I see like feminist turfs, and it's meant to be as ironic as that shit sounded, I'm like, I am so much more than my uterus, right? Like, I am so much more than my uterus.
How dare a whole society define us by our vagina or our uterus?
Body parts, internal organs. It's like,
and just those two.
So bizarre. And then especially, I used to joke around, but now that I'm actually going through the change. Hi, Abia. Oh no, I knew.
I love that.
Coming here, my queer. Oh, okay, see.
I love that. See,
yeah,
like,
nobody thought you were straight, girl. Just let me and girl in black, not in gender. I'm just letting you know. So it's very interesting.
But never that guy. Yeah. She, they, but never that guy.
I love that. We are like, I'm like, as I'm coming up onto menopause and perimenopause, so I'm like, I just never was just attached to that. And I've been a mom since I'm 17, right? I've been knocked up since I'm 16 until 40. So this is not like I'm so disconnected. I've not had, fertility journey issues or none of that, right? I look at somebody, I can get knocked up. So I didn't, and none of that kind of stuff, right? Like,
that's the
Irish Catholic here, right? Like, oh, look at us. We're pregnant again. Yeah. Hey, congratulations. But I just never wanted to be just that, right? Yeah. Like and so the more the conversations came about, trans women and just, non-binary and just offering language for people to identify differently. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, right? Because we got like tomboy.
I was a tomboy, but not only that, it was the language. So when I got looking around for a little while there, I was calling myself a demi-lass, or I was calling myself a demisexual panromantic.
Okay.
But then the language kept evolving, and then somebody said the thing that clicked it all. And this was that whoosh moment. Okay. They said, it's not about what you've had access to do. It's about what you're attracted to. So whether or not you've been able to have different gendered sexual partners, it's what turns you on.
Right.
And I went, am I pansexual? And the moment I spoke the words alone in a room, my whole life snapped into focus.
Oh, I love that.
Like, come on. Here's the test right here. You might be pansexual if your dream threesome is Annie Lennox and David Bowie.
I mean, that's a hot threesome, and I'm not pansexual.
It is a hot threesome.
But I am going to just say.
It is androgyny on both ends of that spectrum. And
so yes, this is true. And I will say, as somebody, like I always used to say, like I'm heteroflex, right? In the right situation, anybody could get it.
Any port in a storm. Hey, just remember, with men and women, the O gap is like, oh, but when it's women and women, sisters are always doing it for themselves.
I mean, I'm going to turn around and say that I have been lucky. I've been lucky in partners. Right.
Oh, that's good.
And I also refuse to allow anyone access to my body that refuses to fuck me well. Really.
Exactly. I'm just, it starts with the tongue.
You got one time, right? Like, I'm like, you should figure this out. Right. And to be, so I've had some partners, male partners, cishet male, and I'm just like, you should just throw this away or take a class. You got to make some choices.
Like, get up, get dressed, and get out.
Yeah, but I'm a very honest person, right? Like, I'm not faking it for you. I will boo in your ear. Boo! This is trash. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? I RSVP to a party. I'm coming. So, no. So, not me, but yes, 78% of cishet women who are having sex with cishet men are not coming. And that is a whole other conversation.
But 86% of women in women relationships are having a big splashdown.
And I love that for them, right?
I do too.
So yeah, heteroflexes. Carolyn said that's a good word. My child by their choice is and poly. They are awesome, just like you. Aw, that's what Papa
See, she's poly. I'm not. I've got too much damage done to me to be poly. I do love multiple people. And I love multiple genders. My love is like suffocating sometimes. Like,
oh no, we're not going to say that. We're not going to say.
No,
see,
no,
this is
not.
why.
You're right. You're right.
We're not going to say that. We're not going to say that because it
feels like I can't get it out enough, and I feel like I can't express it the way I want to in this current world, and especially now in this current world, because it's one of those where when we talk about everybody, like when we get talking about the current political climate, actually, the history wizard put it really, really well. And the way he voiced it. He said he's actually got a master's degree in genocide studies.
What? I didn't even know that was possible, but okay.
I didn't know it either, but he does. Like, he checks out. And he said, everybody deserves to live a life of dignity. Now, here's where it's going to get uncomfortable for people, is even Charlie Kirk deserves a life of dignity.
I agree with that.
And he had that, you know. So, but he wanted to deny that to other people. So, no, I don't have to feel bad about his passing.
Right. I think that that's there. Let's put a pin in that one too. I think that that's where it is, right? Like, because even for myself, as I am navigating conversations with people on all sides of the spectrum, I'm like, I don't begrudge anyone their feeling in regard to it, right? I'm not the person, I don't celebrate death. Like, I'm not like, yeah, you know, but yesterday on my live as I was doing my barbecue, I'm like, but we've been programmed for that also, right? Like, ding dong, the witch is dead. That's like the thing that comes to my mind, right? And it's like, I mourn your loss of humanity before the fact that people didn't give a fuck about you living.
I would say my kindness is not necessarily, I'm always kind. It's just my kindness is metered to the people who have shown they're worthy of it. Yes, and so my kindness is for the people in my community that he targeted, your community that he targeted, specifically the two communities he was targeting in his rhetoric right before the bullet landed.
Right. And then for me, I think that and I think that this is where I think that how all of these things overlap is I think that I approach everything with that poly lens, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
So my thing is I don't mourn you. You should not exist because you bring harm. I mourn, right? Let me be very clear about that. You bring harm to so many, and I am fine with you not existing. But I'm also not ignorant enough to believe that actually this is going to exacerbate the problem, right? Because they're going to make him a martyr. He's been sacrificed for the altar of whiteness. Things are going to get exponentially worse, and all of that.
He was sacrificed, actually.
He was 100% sacrificed.
Have you heard about the book?
What book?
There was a book published to Amazon on the 2 days before it by a lady. Hold on. And this book actually exists. I'm not giving false information. I'm not giving conjecture. There was a book meant
Is it called Horst Wessel? Like Papa just said? Is that what we're talking about?
Horst Wessel was Goebbels' martyr in Germany. Everybody forgets
that sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
I'm 36 and just started using she, they. I'm no longer sexually poly. I met too many predators and got harmed. I'm so sorry about that. But I have platonic partners that I take very seriously. I love that. Kavita says Tyler Robinson. Lisa said he fucked around to find out. Right. And I agree with all of that. Right. And I think that, again, there is
a human spectrum for what happened to him.
Right. There's a human spectrum. There's manifestation that's happening here, right? There's law of attraction. There's so many things that are happening right now. And for me personally, where I land on it is I mourn whatever the fuck happened to you, that you lost your humanity long before you were on that podium, right?
He wasn't always this way.
Nothing, I definitely believe in self-defense. And yes, Yeah. Like, and I also believe in street justice, right? Like, I'm a prison abolitionist. I do not think it should exist. Think that if you rape somebody,
He
you
should have
should
had
not
his ass
exist
beat.
anymore. Think that if you're a child molester, you should not exist anymore. This is like very much who I am. So this is not that. This
Yeah.
is not like we all deserve no. Okay.
No,
Like,
we
I'm
don't.
okay
No, we
with
don't.
death.
Some people are a waste of
And I
our
know that it's
resources.
hard to define because then people want to do the both sides. And it's like, who gets to decide morality and all of that? And I'm like, it's outside of the construct. We're talking about like natural design. Like predators die. But anywho, that's what I mourn is like, what the fuck happened to you that you became so awful? Right? Because your life, your direction, your whatever configuration has no impact on me, right? Somebody
Yeah.
being trans, somebody being queer, somebody being Black, somebody being poor has zero impact on my life. So for me to actively go out there and try to stop that, it's like, I'm like, what the fuck happened to you?
What was that about how there was a Black woman I saw the other day. Somebody sent me the video. I think it was Dr. Sandstorm that sent it to me.
Right.
She's like,
Yeah.
it was a Black woman going, you see this? I just got done with my once a year facial, and that is staying the fuck out of other people's business. See how youthful my skin looks? How the Black just glows for me? It's all staying out of other people's business.
That's 46, baby. That's 46. And let me tell you, I smoked and drank my life away.
That's why Black doesn't crack, right?
Baby, I was smoking and drinking since I'm 11. But you know what I do? I mind my business.
I've been drinking since I was confirmed in the Lutheran church.
Right.
Because
There you
that made
go.
me an adult. So my mom was my first drinking buddy.
Okay, well, there you go. See how fucked up it is internally? There's so much there to unpack and we could
So
get
much.
into. Because also, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot there. Anyway, back to your TikTok, how you are, what you're doing over there, who you found,
I had
your
to
own
start,
journey.
we'll get to my channels here. I had to start 3 channels because I was getting targeted so bad. And
Oh,
so
okay.
once things calmed down and I wasn't having my main 2 accounts banned every couple of months, I started sectioning them out. And here's the other thing that kind of coincides with George Floyd and just kind of this journey, not only of my own identity, but of just trying to be better, trying to reduce harm more actively. And the cool thing that kind of TikTok opened up. So I've been trying to find, fill out the family tree because I'm now back in contact with members of my biological family. I knew I was Irish. It called to me. The music has been calling to me. I would sit here and I would pine over footage of Ireland, just the grassy fields and just everything. And so I'd been working on the family tree, but I was like, I kept hitting this dead end. So I get on, have my DNA run, and I am all the Celts. Like I've got all 6 nations in. And then of course we had the trope about the indigenous grandmother. That turned out to be false, as it normally does.
Yes.
I'm just glad not to be a paper one, like, the bot ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the actual term, even though that's the only term in the
I mean,
community.
that is the only term. It's not offensive, but I don't know if it'll take us down or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Papa
no,
says,
nothing
I
will
love
take you
being in my
down.
mom's home country of Scotland. I am so envious of you, right? Like, my family comes from County Sligo, and my mom used to talk about it all the time. Always talk about it all the time, right? Like, oh, we're going to go back over there. Like, because my mom had not been, but my grandparents' home still existed there because they did not come over here. They're not Mayflower Irish. They're like 1950s.
Oh, no.
Like,
mine are famine Irish.
and I'm so sorry. That's rough. But they sold it. My mom and her sister sold it, and I will never forgive them. 2 of my one aunt is dead and my mom is dead, and I still have not forgiven them, and I shan't.
You shan't.
I shan't.
It's a moral.
Like, I shan't.
You are under no.
Because now I want to go back, and I'm like, I'm so pissed off at you guys. I lived in England for 4 years, and I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. That, like, because I live now in the South, and I'm like, I hate it in the summer. And I'm like,
right. See, that's why I moved to Seattle as my next move from where I came from. I was like, I can't get to Ireland right now. I'm going to go to the closest freaking place. If I can't get to
New England.
Isles.
So here's something that's interesting too. And it goes into like land connection. New England and like similar to how the hurricane, yes. Similar to how the hurricanes of the transatlantic passage follow in the south, and they're actually from the shores of Africa. I totally believe those are the ancestors, like sucking it back in. New England is Ireland, England. It's the UK. It's just so brilliant, which makes sense why the settling there lasted and was like, oh yeah, we could do this here in this weather and type. Irish folks with rebellious and loyal ancestry are rad. Thank you. All my white homies ready to go to bat for me as a Black, brown woman are Irish as fuck. Their ancestors poking and prodding them. This is what I tell people, right? Like, because I definitely get the, like, you know, I pick at myself because I am Black, obviously, and love that shit. But
since when?
Right. But also, well, Black people, we have created culture in here, right? Like, I definitely believe that we as Black Americans, I think that should be gatekept. I do not think that everybody around should be called Black, right? Like throughout the diaspora. I'm fine calling them Afro something. I think that Black should be definitely gatekept for Black American. But specifically because I have an Irish mom, right? Like, I try to make the distinction. I'm like, I didn't have a white mom. I had an Irish mom. Like, and they are balls to the wall, fucking insane, and all about liberation, right? Like Papa said, Ireland is in full support of.
Well, there's a reason why, Brad. There's a reason why Ireland is in support of Palestine. It's because the Black and Tans and fucking Churchill. Because after the Irish independence, this is one of the channels on my TikTok when I have
because Ireland is still colonized today, and they're fighting back for the 6 counties. Do you know what I mean? Like,
26 plus 6 equals 1, and Chucky Erla.
It's fucking okay. So anyway, back to your amazing, your TikTok, because it was so niche, and me finding it, I was so happy. Go back to that.
Okay, so I took one channel, my main channel, the Celtic Ginge, was just kind of whatever I fucking felt like. But I took Dark Ginge and made the second account. I made that feminism and intersectional feminism. And then for the third account, I wasn't sure what I was going to do to it. And then I just decided, you know what? We'll make this my music channel, and we'll make it Irish culture, Irish history, because people need to know the connections. People need to know how we are a global community, and the Irish are the perfect conduit for that. And that history goes into Palestine. Like, after the War for Independence, Churchill sent the Black and Tans that were harassing and killing people just willy-nilly, and he sent them to Palestine afterward. And so that is a connection we have with Palestine as Irish people. We are sister colonies. And like,
I love that.
And that's why you see Michael Higgins, the Taoiseach, you see the MEPs like Claire Daly and Mick just gung-ho.
Like, absolutely not.
How dare we be any part of this? Like, how dare we keep supporting it? Like, we got to stop. And so it's very, very much us, that we are a thorn in the side of the oppressors. We know oppression. We know genocide when we see it, and we're going to always call it out. And
Brad says they have a suspect in custody in regard to the Charlie Kirk shooting.
They
have somebody that they're willing to sacrifice, and, you know. Abia says, I'm Afro-Puerto Rican, did not know the Irish folks came to the island and helped my ancestors revolt.
Yes,
all Americans, as Puerto Rican, Irish, and Palestinians are also my people. There is no us versus them. There really just isn't, right? There's such a deeper connection. And even my own journey on TikTok, right? When I started off on TikTok, I started off like everybody else. Like, we were dancing. It was like bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. And where I got popular and started finding people was, you know, Biden was up. And there was like a viral sound, like, I'm from the hood though, like the hood though, like really, really, really from the hood though. And it was like, so I was out here stuck in my house sipping my whiskey. And I was like, this is why I won't vote for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from the hood.
I didn't want to.
And I remember like his damage to Black folks in the hood. You know, I crime bill before that. He's always been somewhere, whether it's rocking like with some anti-Blackness, like 50 years of racist policies. I'm good on him. He's not the great white hope that, you know, the vote blue no matter who liberal whites wanted me to believe he was. And so people were like, what? And I was like, what? Okay, let's do this. And then I just started having conversations. Like, I'm here, we're chilling, we're all in the house, we're talking. And then what made me go viral, like where I pushed beyond like my little 500 people or whatever who's watching me dance and talk shit, is I literally was like, white people need ancestral healing. And I was like doing a card pull, right? Right. I was doing a card pull. I was like, I have the Hoodoo Tarot to pull in from this side. I have the Celtic Tarot to pull in from this side. And I consult with my ancestors. And I was talking about Samhain, which I told you, like, maybe we could talk about that today, but I love where this is. Right. And I'm talking about ancestral veneration and the connection to the people and yada, yada, yada. And it started broadening because people were like confused. And I've always broken people's brains because my Blackness never barred me from my Irishness. You cannot be white and anything else. So like the cri-racials and the tragic mulattoes, I'm like, you cannot be white and Black. That is not how that goes. Take that noise to white people and go tell them that your Black ass is white. Okay? Do not bring that to Black people and be like, but I'm Black. No. Take that over there. Because Black people have always taken in all of the people, right? We have been raising kids that look like you, that look like me.
There was a woman on
we've been
TikTok
drug here
who had a white child. She was a Black woman with a black
my sister
spouse and had a white child.
My sister looks like you with my face, right? Like
oh my
people,
goodness.
when I post me and my sister, I was about to say, where's my phone? Girl, I'm on it. I was like, let me show you a picture of my sister. My sister, like when people see me and my sister next to each other, they're like, but my father is like classically American Black. My father is 4C, dark skin. Like he is like, right. But my mother is also very properly Irish. So here we go.
There's no genetic marker for race. There's not one. You'll have genetic markers for hair and eye, but there is no genetic marker that says you're going to be white or you're going to be phenotypically Asian Pacific Islander. There's nothing.
Right. Like these possibilities that we have phenotypically were created, right? Like and it's usually created in isolation, right? Like people like Asian people are like they've been left alone for so long. Like they're like that's
it's
why.
Deep rooted.
It's deeply rooted and like nobody's bothering them. So like
autosomally dominant. I think their traits tend to be autosomally dominant. When
Avita says Indians have diversity in hair, skin, and eye colors too. Right.
Yes.
Colonization.
Black folks did ginger first.
And did. Brad says, when I went to my first POC barbecue picnic, okay, I hate the term POC. Were they Black? Like we can say Black. Black is appropriate. People of color is me, it's Kavita, it's the Puerto Ricans, it's the Dominicans, it's the everybody. It's actually just non-white. I almost would prefer if people would just fucking say non-white.
I just don't like centering the white though.
But POC still does that because what it does is it clumps us all in. There you go.
Okay, Black barbecue.
Brad went to the Black barbecue. Now I know. Now see, I felt it differently, right? Because whose barbecue is it? Like the Dominicans are not barbecuing like the Black Americans.
That's true. That's true. Because
just saying, and
you get Creole barbecue. That's usually a crawfish.
You know, well, I mean, then that becomes regional culture and all that. Anyway, back to what you were doing.
But so like I love all of this got opened up and
capitalized Black too.
Okay, yes, capitalized Black. Yeah. It was one of those things that opened a door for me, not only for my own identity that now I'm already in the process of redefining, but now I get to find. I get to be better. Like I've been an activist since I was 14. It started with foster kids and adopted kids and making things better. I was a part of something called the Arkansas Mental Health Planning and Advisory Council as a lobbyist at 14. That's when I first got into it. And my adopted mom, she was a Jane. And if you're from the Chicago area, you might know what a Jane is.
Okay, I want you to explain that because I do not know what a Jane is.
Before there was Roe, before there was ready access to abortion, there were the Janes, the Jane Collective, and they got women to care that they needed. And they were kind of underground, and they ran like the footprint was pretty massive. It was like southern Wisconsin, which is where my mom came from, and just kind of radiated around, that area around Chicago. And they got women to whatever sources they need. And there were doctors willing to work and nurses willing to work. I love that.
What a legacy. Yeah. What a legacy.
And so and they all called themselves the Jane Does, the Jane Collective.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful. I did not know that. And this is another reason why I love like the internet and meeting people and having conversations with friends, because we don't all know. Like I tell people all the time, that you've known me for years on online. I'm like, as soon as I think that I'm the end all be all and I know it all, leave. It is a cult. You are not safe. Because that is beautiful. I've never, and if I heard of it, it's not stuck with me, right? Like
there is a documentary, I think, think I'd have to check which, because they bounce around
Yes, the
documentaries and
Janes. I
stuff.
had a friend who was one.
There's one called The Janes, and it's a really, really good documentary on them. And they were just amazing. They were just badass women that just kind of helped people. So I had this hippie mom.
Yeah,
and
me
my
too.
dad it was a union president.
Yeah. Hippie Irish moms make sense.
She was Norwegian, actually. This is my adopted mom.
Fair. Okay. All right.
And my adopted mom was Norwegian. Like grandma still knew songs in the Norwegian language. So like mom would sing some to me every now and then. Dad was German, although I don't think they were actually German, because talking to the grandparents before they passed, there was some great family secret that they didn't want to talk about. And at the time they came to the States, it would have been popular to be German, and definitely not to be possibly Polish Jew.
You know what? I want to put a pin right there too, because then I find that very interesting, right? Like, because now, like, see how we could bring all of these things together. And this is what I mean about my intersectionality of liberation. And do you see my mixing of my magic stew and my cauldron? Welcome to September Stew. So, like, the conversation that often happens around like a trans identity, right? Like, you could be a trans woman, trans man, and like, well, why can't you then be transracial? And I'm like, well, only white people have that ability. So that is a thing, right? I am like, and like, not that percentages matter, because fuck that and blood quantum. But like from my own like DNA pulling, I mean, I knew my folks, like I knew where my folks were from. I did not know, like, because that separation from so far. But I knew my grandmother and I know my mom, and we knew that we were from County Sligo, because like I said, my grandparents were from there, the second, third. However, like I did my DNA test, and it's like, I'm like 53% Irish.
Yeah, that's my Irish is the highest. Next is Scottish, then is the Breton.
And I mean, quite literally, there's like not like we're like indigenous to County Sligo. Like out of like, right, like when I did my mom's obituary, cousins found me simply because of our name, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey. But what I'm seeing is, where the fuck in the world can I go and say I'm white?
Right. Right.
That's the point of that. That wasn't like some weird flex. That is, where can I go? So transracial identity does not exist, right? Like, because only white people could do it. And similar to this right here, the assimilation, right? Like there's an interesting assimilation that happens amongst white body people throughout the history of their own oppression. Right?
Yes.
So it's probably cooler to be German than to be Polish, because they were probably still being hunted when they were coming over here. Right? So, but because whiteness started becoming this one thing, this conglomerate, and this ever-growing identity, because it's a construct and it's not actually real, right? Like, you can't go to Germany, I mean now, and I'm getting concerned about that, but like, I'm 46. 20 years ago, you could not go.
16 far-right candidates.
Yeah, you could not actually go to a European country and call those folks white.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Like, they were not going for that. You're not going to walk into fucking like Albania and be like, you're white. They're like, I'm Albanian. And there's a huge difference, right? Because their culture is still intact. But as people had to flee because of oppression, violence, genocide, etc., white body people had to flee and come to the United States of America. There was no real space, right? Outside of New York City. I'm a born and bred New Yorker. Outside of New York City, which is like truthfully a hub for immigrants, there was no space for white body people with actual culture and their ethnic identity still intact to exist. And, or even if it could exist, they were able to fold themselves into other things.
Exactly.
Right? That like other people can't do. I cannot flee the terror, right? I call the Great Migration that happened with Black people, my ancestors here in this land. I'm like, that is refugee fleeing. Okay? It is not a fucking migration. Migration is something that's choice. Migration is something that indigenous people do in the land to ensure that they don't consume too much of the land, and we move about and we migrate. Like, oh, we've been fishing here this season. We should move here for this season. A migration is a choice, and language matters. And when we're talking about scale, the United States of America is huge. And I could put the entire United Kingdom inside of Texas and have room for Texas. So when we're talking about scale and we're talking about language, and it's not migration.
That's a whole thing too. How they drew the maps, that's a whole other rabbit hole.
That's a whole other thing. But Black people did not migrate to the North. They were fleeing the terrorism of white terror and white violence and going to the North, right? That
And
was
they
a
found more
refugee
allies
status.
there in the North too. Like more
Brad said
people,
he's a
more
refugee there.
abolitions.
So when you look at it from a refugee standpoint, right? Like, and again, back to that transracial identity or from white body people being able to have some level of fleeing from the oppression happening in their lands, we don't have that. Transracial identity cannot exist simply because it cannot exist for all. Where a trans identity, when you're talking about male, women, man, woman, does. Because man and woman is a construct too.
Gender, human qualities and human ability is not gendered. To do so is to actually limit ourselves grossly, like to the detriment of all. And to me, when I look and I've got something kind of chambered for this as kind of a plea to see our humanity as gender nonconforming people, is to say, I see a world where we're not limiting ourselves and people can be whatever they want to be. They can identify with whatever gender they want to and express it in whatever way they feel like and feel empowered by it and safe to do so. Like that means women's violence against women goes down worldwide. Right. That means crime goes down. That means abuse goes down. That means men are more mentally healthy.
Because men have emotions too. The construct of manhood is so disrupting to man's nervous system and to their mental health and their emotional well-being. Because I'm like, this harms you first, right? Because it's all a cycle of abuse. Like, it's why I tell people, I'm like, that's an internal issue. And like, it's just easier to attack us. Like, that's some shit y'all need to work out and heal. But the same with men, right? Like, shit rolls downhill. And I'm like, it's so violent. I look at my son as somebody who's raising a boy. I just don't want to look at my son and be like, don't be a pussy. And I have to fight that. I have to fight that. This is me. And I'm a full-on liberationist and I'm open-minded. And when my son cries, I have to be like.
Or let me give you a reason to cry. That's what I grew up with.
Well, I did too. So I'm definitely moved away from that, right? Like, I don't feel violent towards them, but I definitely am like, why are you crying? Like, right? I mean, like what's happening? So we have to like that, all of that expansiveness allows humanity to come through for all. Hold on, because I want to read some of these comments. Abby said, yes, the family secrets. My secret was that my grandma was Black and no one fucking told me. Thank goodness my Black friends saw me before I saw myself. Oh, we're going to see it. Brad said, can I just say that the data of your DNA gets it back from the company and they have, what? Oh, shit. It's gone.
Save it and delete it from their sites.
Oh, okay. I will try to do that. Assimilation into whiteness. Abby says assimilation into whiteness is a severing of ties. We all need to grieve and rebuild back to our ancestral knowledge. And I am very specifically, you are so dope because I do not have anybody to talk with me and do that.
God,
I'm like terrible at second languages. I grew up in the Bronx, where there is more Puerto Ricans per capita in the Bronx than in Puerto Rico. And my first
also, you're dealing with a whole different language
Rican.
family. Like the Guidelic languages are fucking weird. Like I'm learning it in combination with German because of the weird combinations and how H fucks everything up.
Hold on. Abby says assimilation into whiteness is okay, we did say that. Yes, definitely true. Papa said, I've read so much about this type of stuff in science fiction all my life about gender and the human species and the human condition. Oh boy. Sally says humans. Sorry.
I was going to say the sperm is going away. In like 50,000 years, it's shrinking. The sperm is shrinking.
I could see that. Nope, you better save your sperm, boys, and get with the fucking program and heal.
Hey, how about adapting with the species? Because this loneliness pandemic is human selection.
It's just about you being a fucking better person. Just like we want you to tend to your own hearts and souls so that you know that we know that you can then tend to ours. This is really simple. Exactly. You do not have to be lonely. You have to heal, and we will let you come back. Sally says, humans are supposed to express our divine feminine and our divine masculine. We are both and one. I agree in that aspect. Brad says The Forever War by Joe Halderman. How many Puerto Rican cousins in New York, bro? Yeah, because they're all in the box. Hey, listen, we are one over our time because I do try to do this 30 minutes, but y'all know I never say 30 minutes. So I want to get back to your amazing who you are, TikTok, how it found you, how we found each other, all of the things, where folks could find you. And I'm really loving Friday with Friends. So this is my reminder. If you want to just like hang out with me, this is going to be my structure because I haven't any. And I welcome you to come and have a conversation with me.
Yes. It was just one of those things where I realized that, okay, so we gotta bounce back again. The first time I heard anything about epigenetics or generational trauma was actually from Irish Central. And it was talking about how where there's this trope about the Irish are immune to psychoanalysis. And why are we so prone to autoimmunes? Why are we so prone to substance abuse or addiction issues and things like that? And then this was about 2014 when I saw this. And then flash forward, George Floyd. We're in the midst of all that, and I see it pop up again. But it's in regards to what happened to 400 years of, enslaved oppression and all this other stuff. And here's the thing. On Gortimore, the forced famine and starvation of Irish, Scottish, and Welsh by the English, those 7 years.
There was no famine.
There was no famine. I mean, there was a blight that limited what was available, but thanks to Charles Trevelyan and all the fucking Anglo-Irish and the bastards in the Scots. That's, by the way, I figured out why the Scots and the Irish don't like each other. Finally got that answer.
Yeah, I have a conversation about that whenever I'm talking about the enslavement here and why Black people have so many Irish names. And I'm like, it's not what you think it is, but we'll have to go into that whole other conversation. Like Scots Irish are not actually proper Irish people. That's a whole other conversation. We cannot do that now. We cannot do that.
No, we can't. But yeah, so I got looking into all that and I was like, the 7 years of the famine of Ungortimore changed our DNA. It would take less to sustain us, food and water. We take longer to starve and thirst to death. We tend to be cluster autoimmune families because that has actually impacted our bodies. And most of us, yes, are women because most of the people who survived were women. And so, but also here, let me just blow your mind. Everything that, and I'll speak from my personal experiences here, everything that makes me stressed out and sick and impacts my autoimmunes were created by men who created the systems that made it to where I have epigenetic autoimmune issues in my family. So everything that's currently making me sick and sicker and the reasons why I have these conditions, like it's the patriarchy. That's the root cause of so much of this shit. And when you combine male supremacy and white supremacy and then religious supremacy now, we have this bowl of clusterfuck that has everybody who has not deconstructed and pulled away from it. Like you start pulling away from one system and that's your gateway. That's all you got to do.
You begin to unravel all of the systems.
Yeah. Like that was my unpacking early. And so anyway, back to George Floyd and all this. And I was still not on TikTok at that point. I didn't join until end of 22. And that was when I start seeing Moms for Liberty and I start seeing the Project 2025 stuff. And that's where I start screaming from that. But I still wanted to show, thanks to people like you, thanks to Empress Onyx, I wanted my anti-racism education from a lot of different places. Pam was a big help too.
I love Pam.
I adore her. She's amazing.
She's sweet in real life too.
Oh, she absolutely is. And she's also a firecracker too. And I love that shit.
Yeah, she is pretty kick-ass.
But it got me into this cool place where I got to, I've got this identity, this real identity, not this mask given to me. Whiteness like shame. And that's why I think we see a lot of shame in deconstructing from whiteness.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps it from being able to be deconstructed with people. I now got to be loose of that. And I got to be Irish. And I got to be all this other stuff and also not a woman and all this other. And I started branching out and I started like actually feeling like I wouldn't do harm because that's like my big thing. Like I hate harming people because I've lived through too much harm.
Right.
And so like I was scared to speak up. I was scared to say anything. And so like I was all shy. And then I also had a crush on this wonderful Black lady. named Desiree, and like that made it even worse. So I had like queer panic on top of like.
How did I not know that, girl?
So like when I finally started commenting, when I finally started commenting, I like overcame so much.
Well, thank you.
Queer panic is a thing. Like I freeze up.
I'm such a hooker everywhere I go. I flirt with everybody. So I don't have that because I mean, I don't know if I'm going to see it through, but I flirt as a love, like as my normal.
Like language. I do too. Like mine is like, I'm flirting when it gets awkward. Like I'm genuine. Like if I sound suave, I am genuinely commenting you from like totally like. But when it sounds weird and clunky.
Aw, so cute. That's adorable. No, I think I'm just like such a natural hooker. It just is always happening. Right? Men, women, children, even. I'm like, hey, little baby. Like, who talks to babies like that? Like,
I talk to kids like adults.
It's just like literally, I mean, I do, but I talk to adults like that, right? Like I have a sultry way of conversing, right? And I see that in Shady Baby, right? Morgan is very much that. Morgan has Matahari energy. Morgan's like, hi. Even with the kitty.
Get it.
Hi, little kitty. Hi, little kitty. And I'm like,
you could immediate rapport
girl.
That. You could immediate rapport. Especially if you're talking to like same gender. Like you're immediately like in. Yeah. Especially femme gender. Like femme.
Yeah, maybe like that's what it is. It's just always been my way of talking. Hold on, let me run through these comments too as we like wrap this up. Brad said, I hope I stop generational trauma with my son and bringing him up with empathy and concern for others. And that's like the most we could do with our children as somebody who has like kids through the gamut, like is do our very best and like actively work on that. So good job on doing that though. They're selling the green cat and cattle while we start. I'm going to get to that comment because you laughing too damn hard for me. Kavita says the British also regularly created feminines in India too.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they absolutely did.
Like, I mean, I'm working on like a long-term project. One of those things is literally doing a map of colonization because I think that like we are having these conversations too isolated, right? And it's like, and it becomes an oppression Olympics. And like, I like to tell people, I don't want to be top tier oppressed. I just don't want to be fucking oppressed. Yeah. I'm not like trying to win the medal here. Like,
seen. Yeah, like your journey needs to be seen. Like, there's like, I think. Yeah, I don't.
Hold on, wait. Let's go through the commercial. Like, look it. We are too ADHD for this. Hold on. Every few years between 1870s and 1920, research has shown our bodies have genetically changed, and they will. I often joke like I have zero desire. I am not going to be but so thin. Right. And that's going to come from both being African and I'm Igbo Nigerian African. Like that is where most of my people are from. Not only just from that, but my grandma is Gullah Geechee and that tracks in regards to.
That's so cool.
Great combination. So cool. The two is like unstoppable. So I'm like, like I've talked about that too on TikTok. I'm like, I am Irish. My ankles are stout. Okay. You're not gonna, you can't start me. My ancestors see me go on a diet and they're like, bitch, we died for you.
We don't do that.
Playing around. We don't diet, bitch. Eat some bread and add some butter. Okay.
Have a potato.
Do something. Yesterday, you know what I had for breakfast? I popped some fucking potatoes, like some tater tots in the air fryer, and that's all I ate. And in doing that, I was like, thank you, ancestors, for this amazing crop. There's not a way that I will not eat a fucking potato. All right.
Jean, let me see. That's part of your whiskey too, like predecessors to whiskey.
Yeah. I definitely am. It's my drink of choice.
I love my whiskey.
Always, everywhere I go.
I love my Irish whiskey.
Yeah. Fuck the patriarchy and the matriarchy. Fuck the patriarchy up the matriarchy all day long. Abia says this resonates so deeply, especially with EDS. Yeah, our bodies. I have an episode and I'll share it here from my podcast a few years ago with Saber, who is absolutely brilliant and does body work. And we were talking about epigenetic trauma and how it travels throughout the DNA. It stays in the body, and our bodies are our ancestors and our own. Abia says we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Yeah, we really the fuck are.
Actually, on that, I want to say, if you are somebody who has bad members in your family, a native chick on TikTok, she said one day, we are all ancestors in training. Whether or not we have kids, we are ancestors in training. We are, somebody sees us. Yeah. Somebody's watching us. And so if you're like, I'm don't have any directly, but like there's some like on like the distant fringes of my family that became slave catchers, that became cops.
Of course.
And they didn't become unionists. They're union people. They became freaking cops. And I don't like that, but you're doing honor. Don't feel shame. Feel pride in your ability and your your opportunity to do right by what they did. And if you have good ancestors, do right by them by continuing that legacy. Yeah. Tap into them.
I think that that's very important, right? And I think that that's where we will round this out because, and we can come back because I do want to have a discussion about Samhain because during October, I do a lot of ancestral work. And when I talk with white people, and very specifically if they're not Irish, because I could only go from my own culture, when I talk with white people who are afraid to even touch that, and I actually have an ancestral veneration it's like a guided meditation. It's a full guide. Awesome. I can put that into this as well. Because again, that's how I started. It's funny because then me and Lady Speech, if anybody follows Lady
gosh,
Speech.
She's one of my, I would say like my peers.
She is not my best friend.
She joined like around the same time as I did. And I learned so much from her too. Like,
but we laugh and we joke.
She now lives, I needed.
Yeah, she now lives here in Atlanta and we're best friends. She's quite literally Morgan's godmother. And
I could love her. Oh my God, I'm so envious.
She's so amazing. We hang out all the fucking time. And I'm like, oh God, we fell in love. And I love that for me and us and the kids and all of it, right? But it's very interesting because I found her and I was like, oh, you are amazing.
And Jasmine was another one of my like peers that joined at the same time.
Oh, I like Jasmine too. I'm going to go to her thing in October because she's dope too. I met her here in Atlanta because she's also moved to Atlanta. We are coming back. Black folks is coming back. Okay.
Good.
We are coming back to the South. That fleeing, come back to your lands. Okay. We are coming back here. So all of that being said, though, is that if you are a white-bodied person and if you are doing this work and if you are interested in tapping into your ancestors, because I love to remind white people that you are not new. Like, you are not new. You are quite literally a part of a lineage. And sometimes that lineage feels difficult to deal with. But I want you to know that you are not just tethered to enslavement, right? You are not just tethered to a slave economy or upholding those things. You are older. You are ancient. And unfortunately, due to colonization of white-bodied people, you have been left with forefathers and not ancestors.
And those guys were bastards.
And forefathers are trash. So if you want to do that work, one, I will drop that into this replay of that. Secondly, if it's something that you want to touch, you're not sure, I remind white-bodied people and anybody that's interested in ancestral work is, what is your eldest ancestor? You could work there, right? Because a lot of people that are doing this work, right, like, or got like the Three Temple Campo, and their white witches, spiritualism and stuff, is they forget very much that the land is our ancestors too, that we are a part of that whole ecosystem, right? Mm-hmm. So when you think about water, one, this water is literally the water that's been here since the beginning of time.
Literally every cell of our bodies was created in distant stars. Like we are made of stars.
We are starred. Okay, I'll put that song in there too. Anyway, we are like every one of our people have cried, birthed, bled, died, fed, drank, bathed in that same water, right? That is why water is such an amazing conduit for spiritual work, right? You're having an argument, like, and you could do this with science. If this feels too woo for you, like science has proven the vibration of water, picking up energies. Water should always be on your altar, should always be around you, et cetera, right? Like Ginge said, like, she's a water baby, she could live in there. But like, you could literally start with that, putting some water and speaking to it and really kind of like accessing that power within. I'm going to read these and round this up because it is now 10:36 and also I need food. Okay. I'm going to be selfish here and I need to go to Dunkin'. I got to go.
I don't have Dunkin' over here.
I got to go. I got to get some pumpkin donut holes and some coffee.
I need to go get me some PSL. Hey, anybody who gets shit for your pumpkin spice latte, let me tell you. PSL. Everything in pumpkin spice latte, if you are a witchy or if you are scientific-y, everything in there is protective, antioxidant. It is all the things you need if you've got an autoimmune body. I think people are bitching
about it because of the Starbucks, and I had that too. I'll pop that in there when I was talking.
Fuck Starbucks. I go everywhere but Starbucks.
I hear you. But I went to Starbucks, and I was like,
and I don't yuck the yum. It's good.
And shit. I was like, I refuse to allow white body people to tell me, to yell at me about this, right? There's no purity unless you're boycotting America.
Yeah, we can't do that. Like, it's impossible to do that.
I don't fucking want to hear it. Oh, what happened?
I think your signals.
Are we back? Am I back? Okay.
Goopy.
So, anywho, it is. Did my video come back? What is happening here?
It's an amazing avatar.
Oh my God. Thank you. That's it.
I love the swoop.
Pretty picture. I'm a pretty picture.
You're pretty.
It keeps going like back to my camera. And
I wonder what's going on with your signal. That's odd.
Wild. Anyhow, we're going to wrap this up. I don't know. It was so weird. The whole turtle shell in my backyard, me home. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm screaming. Lisa says seventh great grandpa was arrested in Devon, shipped to Virginia. Like there's so much in this land. Brad said I haven't had Dunkin' in ages. I love Dunkin'. I am lowbrow coffee girl. The only time I do Starbucks is quite literally for PSL season. And I try to limit it just because I do want to be in solidarity. But also I want us to remember that there's absolutely no purity in divesting from systems of whiteness.
Micro boycotts are valid.
Absolutely.
Because it's all about access. They created our need for the government and for
Brad said we have wonderful bakeries with espresso machines here that make. If I were in New York, I would also not need, these
right? Oh my gosh,
you love my profile pic, Brad. You see, I automatically flirt like him.
Yes, right.
Gone into you. All right, listen, it was wonderful having you here. I like this Friday with friends. I want other people to join me. So next Friday, if you want to hang out with me, if you want to chit chat, maybe I'll make a jot form.
I think you've got Robin. I think is the name. I can't remember because I'm like, there was somebody last week that was like, you're like, I got you the week after Ginge.
I did, and I cannot reminder. God, I'm fucking.
They need to like. Where one ADHD person remembers the thing that another ADHD person forgets. I need people because to text me
immediately when I say I'm going to do something. I'm going to start keeping because I remember that I have no idea who I said.
I think it started with an R.
Oh my God, it's Kate. It's Kate Kaufman from Rooted Beginnings.
That's where I got the R from. That's what it is.
I'm like, Robin? Who the fuck is Robin? It is Kate. So next Friday with Friends is Kate Kaufman. And we met. She was in my makeshift happen community a million years ago. And she's done all the deconstruction work. And you're single, Brad? Okay. Okay, listen. So
He's in Scotland.
I know that is look. Hey man, I'm working on my dual citizenship to Ireland because I want to get the hell out of here.
Until they do a full reclamation of famine families, I'm just right outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, my grandmother's
one generation away.
Yeah, my grandma and grandpa are both from there. So me and my sister qualify for
one generation away from vacation because of
I hope we do. Because they also have a huge push for like Black folks to come back. They're like, come back. You know what? 30% of y'all have Irish DNA. Come on. Because they're trying to get the famine numbers, the pre-famine numbers up too. So I am working on that. That's a process. We got my grandmother and grandfather death certificates and we're working backwards.
It got stinted because of a lot of the anti-immigrant sentiment that's going on, especially in north of Ireland. But it's working its way around. Like all of it is.
Yeah.
Just it's ridiculous.
I really do want it. I really do want it. And I lived in England, so I know that I could deal with it, right? Like I love
it. Calls my blood. I want to be there so bad it almost physically has a sensation.
There's a word actually, and we got to get the hell off here. There is a word actually, and in Scottish, it is a Kimra or something of that sort. Maybe look for it. That is like a longing for a place that you've never been before, like that calls for you.
Yeah.
And I would like to chat about that, Brad. I think it's Irish or it's Scottish, but either way, it makes so much sense. And I get it because my son Kieran, right? He's very, very militantly Black, but he very much is like, when are we going to go to that all green place? And I'm like, we're going to fucking go. We're going to go. I want to get things settled here. I want to get I really want to do this real deep liberation work. I want to set up these satellite schools for people. I want
to hear Brad. Oh, we glitched again.
And deuce out. You're breaking up. This is it. It's over with.
Yeah, we glitched out again.
Yeah, shit. It's time. I love you. You're amazing. Next week is Kate Kaufman, Rooted Beginnings. I will put all of the things in the replay of Ginge so you could find them. I thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for becoming so much more of an expansive version of yourself. And thank you for sharing that with me.
Thank you for helping me thank you for being one of many wonderful educators, wonderful Black women who helped me get there.
Thank you. I love us in our total, right? Like we're everywhere. So we will keep on chatting anyway in the background. Give me all your information. Just send it to me. I'll pop it in.
Come on, Substack. Why are you acting like TikTok? damn it. Yeah. Internet connection is unstable. Gosh, golly. I can't hear anything. So if you guys can hear me. Oh, there it is. Yep. Wait, how am I the only person here? Am I the host now? Like, what is going on? Is this still live? Or should I exit out? Can you guys hear me? Hi, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, and I think that's actually in Cymraeg. I think that's Welsh. Oh my gosh, it's still live. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Brad. Because yeah, you never told me the whole story. Just yeah, a little bit of it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like if this was TikTok, I'd like figure out how to shut down the live and shut off comments and all that jazz. Because I'm the god mud. Like I'm nobody better. But I don't know what to do here. I guess I'm going to click you out of my screen. I'll go ahead and say thank you guys. And if Desiree can still hear me, thank you so much for having me. I freaking love you. And to everybody who's been so wonderful, I'm willing to answer any questions if you are deconstructing and you want to hear it from a white voice. Yeah. And if you have questions about Ireland and stuff like that and resources to learn, I got that too. Same with some Scottish. And yeah. But drink the water, take the meds, take care of the brain, take care of you, and you can take care of the world. So, mwah.